Hi there. Growing up as a young Christian, I used to think diligence was about physical effort or effort. And as I began to study the Hebrew meanings of diligence, I began to have a different understanding of what diligence is all about. Let me give you an example. As an ICAN student, I had a lecturer. We used to call him BOK. BOK stands for Body of Knowledge. He told me a story one day. He said, Komi, I've only failed an exam once. He said, and that was the first time I took an ICAN exam I failed. He said, in that exam, I was reading all through the night. All through the night, I'll read. And yet I still failed. He said, after I failed, I decided I was not going to read at night again. I'll read in the morning. He said, and that was the last time I failed. When I stopped burning the night candle and I started reading in the day only, I started passing. So diligence is not about, I read all through the night till daybreak, like they were saying in some Nigerian universities. No, it's about I passed my exams. I understood it. Now, let me give you an example. There was a time in my life I used to read for 2 hours and assimilate only 2 pages of text. My reading habits were bad. But there was another time in my life that I could read for 20 minutes and assimilate 20 pages. So guess what? Reading for 2 hours and assimilating only 2 pages is slothfulness. Reading for 20 minutes and assimilating 20 pages is diligence. Why? The difference was that my reading technique changed. I had bad reading habits like regression, fixation, when I would read for 2 hours and assimilate only 2 pages. But by the time I learned new reading techniques like write as you read, recall as you read, recite as you read, by the time I learned new reading habits like pacing, guess what? I was able to assimilate more faster. Guess what? I went from being slothful to being diligent based on what? Technique. That is insights. I learned new habits. I learned principles. So it is principles and insight that makes a person diligent or go from slothfulness to diligence.